What is Super Smash Bros. Project M? No, Nintendo didn't sneak a fifth Smash title without you noticing. Project M is a fan-made mod of Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii to make it play more like Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube. But this isn't to be confused with Nintendo's most recent Smash title, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, which fans have just taken to calling Smash 4 because the former is a mouthful. Are you confused yet? Let me start over from the beginning. In 1999, developer HAL Laboratory and Nintendo launched Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64. It featured all of the most well-known Nintendo mascots in a fighting party game, where emphasis was on knocking the opponent off the stage. There were no health bars in the game, there was only a damage counter. The more damage you dealt, the farther your target will fly the next time they're hit. Super Smash Bros., henceforth referred to by fans as Smash 64 to avoid obvious confusion with other Smash titles, was a critical and commercial success. It was intended to be a fun party game, but some people, myself included, enjoyed playing it with friends competitively with its wacky items turned off. Then in 2001, Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube was released. It was amazing. It was more full-featured, faster, and had more depth than Smash 64, but more importantly, its game engine better facilitated the competitive playstyle that I enjoyed from the previous game. 15 years later, Melee still retains a large competitive audience, and the Melee tournament scene is still active and growing. You may be wondering what this has to do with Project M, and I'm almost to that point, but it's important to understand this series' history so you can understand why Project M exists in the first place. In 2008, Super Smash Bros. Brawl was released for the Nintendo Wii. It featured by far the largest playable roster of fighters, more stages, more items, and a more fleshed out single-player mode. It was a fine party game, but most fans of competitive Melee didn't care for Brawl. The Brawl physics engine didn't allow for the fast-paced, combo-heavy gameplay of Melee. Furthermore, the perceived balance of Brawl's roster was so lopsided that one character, Meta Knight, started to be banned from use in some tournaments. So now enter Project M. It was designed by a collective of Brawl modders, now known as the Project M development team, to be a complete overhaul of Brawl to make it play more like Melee, changing everything from the physics engine to character balance and movesets. Returning fighters from Melee were mostly reverted or approximated to their Melee counterparts, while Brawl newcomers were reimagined in the Melee engine, and in most cases given new animations, movesets, and playstyles. New gameplay modes and features, new characters, and new stages were added as well. I think there's more that sets Project M apart from Brawl, and the Project M development team has made so many changes that in my eyes, Project M really is its own game, and not just a mod of Brawl. Its relative ease of installation is also a huge plus, only requiring its users to have a copy of Brawl and an SD card with custom files which you can download from Project M's website for free. No other permanent modifications need to be made to the Wii system or the game. In addition to approximating the physics engine of Melee, Project M has several other features that benefit competitive play, like built-in stage striking, and debug mode with hitbox displays and a frame advance feature. So now some of you may be thinking, that's cool and all, but I have no interest in competitive play. Should I still check out Project M? Yes, there's lots of really cool and unique new features in Project M that make it worth checking out on its own. Ever want to play a different character on every single stock? Project M's All-Star Versus mode has you covered. Ever wanted to play Smash like a traditional fighting game with hit points and the death boundaries turned off? You can do that too. If you really want to get ridiculous, check out Project M's Turbo mode, which allows any move you do to be on-hit cancelled into any other move. The attention to detail is another thing that's really nice about this game. When characters' movesets were being reimagined and tweaked to fit competitive gameplay, homages to the various series each fighter is from were worked in. For instance, Snake can now use his tranquilizer gun and survival knife from Metal Gear Solid. Lucas can use Offense Up from Mother 3, and Samus can switch between Ice Beam and Fire Beam, like in Metroid Prime. Brand new stages have also been created with a high level of fidelity and detail. Some even include cool Easter eggs and other visual secrets. A brand new announcer was added to the game, along with new music tracks and imported sound effects from Melee. Actually, if you're a little more technically inclined, it's not too hard to figure out how to replace music files for the game yourself and create your own track list for this game. I really enjoy Project M. It's my personal favorite Smash game to play due to all of its competitive-friendly features and roster balance, which the Project M development team maintains through semi-frequent patches. I know Project M has been struggling to stay in the spotlight recently due to the release and popularity of Smash 4 in conjunction with Nintendo sponsoring Twitch streams of Smash tournaments and obviously not having an interest in promoting a game that's not their own. But I hope the audience for this game will continue to grow because I really enjoy playing it with other people. I'd say it's worth finding a copy of Brawl and dusting off your Wii if this looks interesting to you. It's a blast to play whether you're a competitive or casual player, newcomer or Smash veteran.